Let's go through the PBL The Little Bully of Grade 5. The concept covered is opposites, and the learning outcomes are using antonyms to express personal views on topics like peace and equality, writes meaningful, grammatically correct sentences using antonyms to describe or narrate incidents or frame questions, appreciates diversity in language through examples of opposites in stories, songs, and cultural narratives. Learning objectives. Learners will be able to understand the concept of opposites and recognize their role in sentence meaning. Identify antonyms in text and use them correctly in sentences. Create meaningful sentences, paragraphs, or short stories using pairs of opposites. Get the learners to start thinking. Ask, if the opposite of short is tall, what is the opposite of middle? The learners can come up with varied responses. Be open to accept all responses as there is no right answer. Let them explore the meaning of the word middle and think of words that could mean the opposite of middle. Let's listen to The Adventures of Opposite Words. Neha and her brother Aryan drove to the countryside on a bright morning. The road started smooth but soon became rough. Neha saw tall trees next to short bushes, and the cool breeze made up for the hot sun. When they arrived, they found a cottage surrounded by chirping birds. Neha wanted to rest, but Aryan was eager to explore. They went to a nearby stream with both shallow and deep spots. Aryan tried to jump over a rock but slipped and got wet, while Neha stayed dry. On their way back, they watched the sunset, changing the sky from light blue to dark orange. It was a day full of fun, challenges, and beautiful moments. Let's pick out the opposites from the story. Bright, dark. Hot, cold. Quiet, noisy. Rest, work. Wet, dry. Light, dark. Fun, bored. Here's a puzzle activity. Each word has a number. Look for the number on the box and begin writing the opposite word starting at that specific number. You may refer to this screen to see the answer. Activity 3. Look at each pair of opposite words and write a sentence using both the opposite words given in the question. For example, hot and cold. The sambar was hot, but the ice cream was cold. Old and young. He helped the old man cross the road as he was young and healthy. Activity 4. Circle the odd one. Fast, slow, quick, long, and lazy. Lazy is the odd one out. Fast, slow, quick, and long are all related to speed or duration. Fast and quick are synonyms, while slow and long are antonyms of those words, describing how something happens over time. Lazy is a word which describes a state of being or a lack of motivation. It's about a person's character or willingness to work, not directly about the speed or duration of action. Activity 4's instruction reads as, look at each set of 4 words. Identify the word that does not belong to an opposite pair with the other words. Circle the odd one out in each set. Happy, sad, angry, tall, excited. The odd one is tall. strong, weak, heavy, light, brave. Brave is the odd one. Day, night, dark, bright, time. Time is the odd one. Full, empty, big, small, hard. Hard is the odd one. Let's read A Day of Surprises. One sunny morning, Arav and Rohan visited their school's science fair. They saw robots, loud experiments, and quiet presentations. At a booth named Opposite Attract, they learned how magnets can attract and repel. Later, they played a word game using opposites like hot, cold, and open, close. In the evening, Arav's sister brought magnetic blocks to play with. They noticed how opposite poles pulled together, but the same poles pushed away. Here are a few questions based on the passage. What is the name of the booth Arav and Rohan visited at the science fair? Fill in the blanks. Arav and Rohan saw experiments and presentations. Look at the pictures provided. Use them to create a fun story. Make sure you include opposites while creating the story, and you can collaborate with friends to exchange ideas. The fair was very loud, not quiet as we walked in. I was so happy to see the rides, not sad at all. The Ferris wheel went way up and then all the way down. For a snack, I got a hot biscuit and a cold drink. It was truly a fun day, and I was so glad we came. You may see the opposites written down in colors that match them in the passage. Creative space. Draw or paste a picture of a fun space scene, and then in your picture show opposites. So this is the picture that I have put together for opposites and in an alien theme. Here are the self-assessment questions. What is the opposite of heavy? Light. Which of these words is the opposite of brave? Timid. Which of the following pairs are opposite words? Hot and cold. This PBL ends with an OMR sheet. This will help your learners practice for competitive exams that they might attend in the future. Wishing you the very best for implementing this PBL. Thank you, teachers.